Hello, my name is Emma Tobias, and today I'm going to talk about how my reading life has changed in 2018, the first video in the long series, probably only 3 videos, recapping my year in reading in 2018. I quite like these videos. I think most people do. I think they're interesting. I like introspective, self-reflective, other effective words, and videos like that. So that didn't make any sense, but we're gonna soldier on. So my year of reading in 2018, I read 52 books this year. So overall, it was a good year. It was in the range of how I normally read in a normal year, which is between 50 and 60 or so books. But in 2017, I only read like 30, which isn't a bad thing, and I'm not kind of looking down on anyone who read less than that or that amount exactly. But for me, it was 20 books different than how I normally do. And I was trying to figure out why I read more this year. My life was busier than ever. I went to London this year. I studied abroad for a whole month. I had this semester 3 jobs. I'm in a relationship. I have my family and my friends. I'm busy as any person can be. Not really, but I'm busy for me. So I was less busy in 2017 and I still didn't read very much. But in 2018 I was a lot busier and I read more. And the big reason is that I became uninfatuated with the physical book. Which is sacrilegious to say, but it's true. I'm getting a master's degree in printing, basically, and I am uninfatuated with the physical book. Not to say I don't think physical books are pretty, not to say that I don't think they have value, not to say that I don't love a bookstore. I just became less infatuated. I think we all kind of have this deep love and obsession with the physical book as bibliophiles, as readers, but it was really doing me a disservice because I was not taking in those stories as much as I now am. In 2018, I read a lot of ebooks and listened to a lot of audiobooks, and that is the biggest reason why I read more books this year than I did in 2017. I bought physical books, but not very often. Most of the time, the books that I bought were ebooks and then audiobooks, but then most of the ebooks and audiobooks I read came from the library, and you could say you could just go to the library and check out a physical book, but even then, the sheer act of having a physical book just didn't really attract me anymore. I like the ease, I like the accessibility, I like the cheapness of an ebook. I also like the fact that when you check out an ebook from the library, you don't have to take it back. It just takes it away from you when it's done. I like the fact that I could read on my phone, which I know is not like fun to do for some people, but I find it very easy. I like that when I'm in line at the grocery store, I can read my book on my phone and I'm not having to like pull out a book and pull a Rory Gilmore and like run into buildings while I'm trying to read a book. I enjoyed the experience of it so much more, and I just read more. For whatever reason, I also helped with my mental health with social media. When I wanted to read, wanted to scroll through Twitter, wanted to go on Instagram, whatever it may be, I could just have my phone and trick my brain, and instead of doing those things, I could read a book on my phone. So I couldn't, have my physical book out like this, reading, and then pull out my phone and start going through Twitter because I was doing the thing on my phone. And I really like that. It made just my phone usage less about consuming other people's opinions and more about consuming a story, which I really appreciated. I also this year became just I'll read that kind of person. Normally when I picked a book, it was like Chidi in The Good Place. It was an incredibly difficult experience to pick what book I was going to read next. I had all the physical books in front of me, and I would just sit there for like literally hours sometimes when I was younger, because I had that kind of time trying to pick which book I would read. And I think that experience is beautiful and really lovely, and it's very Harry Potter, the wand chooses the wizard kind of thing, but I really liked not doing that. So I would be on the library app, Libby, and I would just be going through books, and I'd be like, you know what? There's no harm. I didn't buy this book, nor do I have to lug it around anywhere, nor do I have to worry about hurting it, messing up the dust jacket, whatever it may be. It's just on my phone. So I really enjoyed that experience, and therefore I just tried a lot of stories that I wouldn't really try. I've read thrillers, a genre that I have never really been interested in. Half of that is because I became friends with Emma from Drinking by My Shelf, and she loves thrillers, so that became exciting to me because she loved them. Like, her excitement kind of caught on. I also read more romance this year than I have in years past because it's just very easy to consume on your phone. I read more nonfiction because of audiobooks. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I never really got into audiobooks, partially because I never had like a commute, but I had quite a lot of commuting this year, in the semester, and quite a lot of time staring in front of a computer doing graphic design work, and so having an audiobook helped a lot. So that helped a lot, and the library app, Libby, just has so many, sponsored by Libby, not really, so many different audiobooks that I could try, and I love that so much. I also renewed my Audible subscription, which was great. I just enjoyed the experience of not being choosy, and yet not having to worry about the money part of it, or the money part of it if I inevitably forget to return my library book, which is kind of my way of life. In general, this year was a year of freedom in terms of my reading. It was a year of saying, I'm just going to read whatever the hell I want, and I'm not going to worry if I hate it. And guess what? I didn't hate very many books this year, and most of the books I hated were books that I had physically bought, which is kind of hilarious. I also realized that for me, in this stage of my life, I want reading to be fun and less educational, not that I don't want there to be an educational aspect in what I'm reading, but I don't want to seek out these philosophical books that make me think. If that is a part of the book, then great, but I don't necessarily want that. I want stories that make me happy and make me feel warm, and you will notice that when I go through my favorite books of 2018 list. Overall, I really enjoyed this reading year. I found it transformative. There was no books that really blew my mind. There were a few, but I just enjoyed reading more, and it was great. So that is my little ramble about my year of reading and how it changed, and I would love to know how it changed for you. If you have any thoughts, get in there. I think my next video is going to be maybe my disappointing reads, even though none of them were overly disappointing. And then I'll do like my favorites list. So stick around. Have a lovely day. Bye.